This is a video review of the Scoria Pit Boondock camping area near Medora, North Dakota, just outside the Theodore Roosevelt National Park. Here you see we've come down. This is a little fast. It's at fast speed. You come down, you turn right, go across the cattle gate, and the road here is a good road. It's well maintained, and it's gravel and wide in some spots through here. And you're going around the corners here. You do have a little bit of an incline coming up. It's not bad, 5-6% grade. Just make sure you got some speed coming up. Here we are. We're at the right turn. It kind of comes up on you fast, so be prepared for it. The road looks a little sketch. There's a lot of cow manure or whatever this is, manure on the side of the road here. It is a 2-lane road. There are some ruts in it, but it is got gravel in it, so it does have pretty decent traction. If it's wet or raining or something, I might hesitate trying to get up it for a little bit unless you've got 4-wheel drive and you're pretty adaptive at pulling up here. This section is not bad. It's a little rutty and it's kind of flat, but as you can see in the foreground there, you do have some inclines coming up. Through this section, it starts to get just a little bit narrow as you start to go up the incline here. You're about a 7% grade, more or less. There are some washouts on the left side, so be looking for those. And then when you come up to the top of the grade here, you'll start seeing the entrance to the first boondocking area on the left here. This is the big circular part. Now we're going to kind of zip down in here right quick. And then there's room for about 3 down in here, maybe 4 if you're camping with somebody, but it's nice and flat and level. Good place for the big rigs if you want to go there. Now we're back on the main road coming in, and you can see on the left, that's us up on the hill there. So you can kind of see the tracks that go up. Now we're kind of off where the tracks are, just on the side. It's a little bit level there, but that's easy to get up, and then you can go down the other side and actually kind of make a big turn around these bushes right here and come back, or down here, come back out and come around and get back out. So it's easy in, easy out. Kind of a loop right there. Now coming up here on the right is another section. You can't see it because of the bush there kind of in front of us, but there is a vehicle up there. We'll show you that in a second. Oh, here we go on the bike. So I'm riding up. Now this is going up the section. You can see where this is where the truck was. Now we're kind of going up to the right section here. There's the bush that the truck was hiding behind. It's one of those big British military vehicles that has been converted. It was pretty cool. Didn't get a chance to get to see it, but it was nice. Here you can see you're kind of up at the top, and then this kind of curves back around. There is a fire pit on the left here, and this is a nice flat area. You can either come up on the left side or the right side depending on how you want to orient yourself. And it's good solar. Of course up here there's no trees, but that's a good place to be. There's also more space up in this area if you're camping with some friends and you need a couple of spots and you want to be close. This is relatively level and flat right through here, and you can see that's where we're coming up there. And then as I turn and pan around, this is going to the next place that there is a spot to park. So here we are back in the truck. We're back down below the loop. There's the loop up there with the military vehicle with the fire pit I was talking about before. And then we're coming up the hill. This is not terrible, but it can get a little slippery if it's wet. There's signs there to not be on the right side. You can, if you want to be on the left side, it is kind of flat right there. Not the best, but it is usable. Now here we're coming up to another section. You got a little flat spot up in here, decent to use. If it gets really busy, there's some spots that you can kind of, scout out. There's an electrical box right there, or telephone or something, believe it or not. There are power lines going across through here because there's a cell tower up on the top of the hill, and this is power for that. Now this is kind of another spot. It's straight in front of you there. You can kind of pull around and back into it, or if you're a van or motorhome or something and you want to just pull straight in there, you can, and you can come back down this way and you can see where you can come up from the main road, or get in and out, easy in and out on that one. So here we are, still continuing down the main road. You see the power lines there. It's a real pretty area, especially if you're up kind of high. You can see pretty far. Now this area, if you're a big rig, be real careful going past this point because it does get very narrow and very steep. So if you're not sure, disconnect and go drive up there. We're going to drive you up there, but just be prepared. That would be your bailout point, now your turnaround point, if there's nobody in that section, but there's still kind of room to turn around if you need to. Now here you're starting to get into a bit of an incline, kind of coming up this grade right here. It's not bad right through here. There's a little bit of a flat spot over here. You can get a small camper, again a van, something under 15 or 20 foot would be good in there. There's a little bit of a drop off here. You're kind of going up some pretty decent inclines. This is about a 7-8% grade. It's pretty solid surface. There's not a lot of loose gravel up there, so you don't have to worry too much about slipping. Then there's a place here you could back a van in there, or another small type unit. It looks deep, but it's not that deep. Trust me, you don't want to try to get to that one and think you can make it. Then now we're heading around towards the cell tower, and it does get a little steep through here as you're pulling up the hills. 7-8% grade or better. Can be a little slippery in spots with the gravel, but not bad. Again, if this is wet or has been wet, you use caution. Over here to the right is a spot where there were some guys in some Subarus parked when we were up here. If you have a high clearance camper, small camper, or a van, 4-wheel drive van or something, or even a car, you can get up in there. Real nice area, lots of nice views there, really pretty. Now you're kind of going back down this way, not really anything back here to kind of camp in because the ground kind of slopes off left and right, and then you've got the fence line here on the right side going by us. More likely this road is actually an access road for the cell tower that you're going to see here in a little bit. Looks like there's some spots off to the left here. We didn't really ride back in there, but it looks like it's pretty flat and level. Maybe some stuff back in there, we just didn't even go back in there and take a look at the time. We found a ton of spots, on the other section. This would be like desperation, or you just really want to be out here by yourself and you have a good 4-wheel drive, light little camper that you can pull up there with no problem. Into the distance there, the views out here is spectacular. Where we were on the place on the left, you can sort of hear the road noise. It's not really, but if you stand there and just listen, and you can see the vehicles going by at night, but it's not obnoxiously loud. It's just a faint little rumble in the distance. Now here you're doing some more pulling. It gets a little narrow through here. Anything but a van or a small camper or something, and then you're climbing up here to the top, and you're at the very top here. Here's the cell tower. It's blocked off, so you got to turn around. There is probably a spot up here if you want to be this far back. I think it's an AT&T tower because we have jamming AT&T service here. We also have good T-Mobile where we're at. So that's kind of the run up there and a good look to see how it is actually in person.